Okay, so when it comes to Super Mario 64, who else used to try to throw the baby penguin off the ledge? Come on, I know you have. We all have. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in 2020 and beyond. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. In this video, we're going to talk about some new Nintendo news when it comes to the Super Mario 3D All-Star game and its limited release, and how this affects your pre-order, and I want to stress how it may affect your pre-order, because for now this is a contained situation, but ultimately could spread to other retailers. And we also have some new updates on Metroid Prime 4 for a new hiring that is really exciting because of the games he's actually worked on, so that's pretty exciting. So we're going to talk about that too. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the Nintendo Switch install base is split on the limited release of the Super Mario 3D All-Star games on the Nintendo Switch. You have people who say they don't mind the limited release of the Super Mario 3D All-Star games, and then you have people like me who don't like the idea of the limited release on such a huge Nintendo Switch game, even if it is just for the next 7 months. But I think there's one thing that we can all agree on, is that if we choose to pre-order this game, we would like to receive said game. Now already, Super Mario 3D All-Stars is being sold in multiple spots, but still is available at places like Best Buy and Amazon to my knowledge. It's also become the second best-selling game on Amazon, so everyone is buying it and everyone is pre-ordering it. But seeing as this is a limited release, that means limited amounts of Super Mario 3D All-Star cartridges are being made, and it seems that this could spell trouble for some of us who have pre-ordered the Super Mario 3D All-Stars at base.com, which is a UK gaming website. Now those who have pre-ordered Super Mario 3D All-Stars seems to have received a message in their email from base.com about their pre-order of this game, and this is what it says. We have just been notified of our allocation of Super Mario 3D All-Stars Nintendo Switch, and it's woefully short. This is very disappointing, and it is a great regret that we have to inform you that we will be unable to fulfill your order on the day of release. Further, as Nintendo and their UK distributors are unable to give us any reassurance that more stock will become available after release, we have taken the regrettable decision to cancel all orders. Now, Nintendo themselves have not come out and said anything about this, but it seems like this spells trouble for those who have pre-ordered the games at game.com. So if you have a pre-order for Super Mario 3D World, I would check your email for sure and make sure you got this email, or maybe you didn't, and see what's going on with your pre-order of the copy, because there is a very good chance that you did get this email. Now there is a huge looming question right now: will this spread to other larger retailers in, say, the US, or retailers like Best Buy and Target in the UK? And another question, is this going to happen later down the line after release? Whether the possible shortages come later down the line within the lifespan of this limited release in the next 6 months, or even quicker. Well, considering this is happening, Nintendo must have created a set amount of games so far anyways. Now I would think that Nintendo would keep on producing cartridges until the limited release time is up. So hopefully, if you didn't get a pre-order, or if your pre-order got cancelled, or something happened to your pre-order, I would hope that Nintendo would make more copies of Super Mario 3D World going forward, so you can grab a copy after the pre-order release. But in the case that they don't, and other larger retailers start coming across this will be devastating. Nintendo has already made the game a limited release, and sure, there are people who don't mind and some who do mind, but we all pre-ordered this game. Everyone who has a side pre-ordered this game, so we're all in the same boat right now. And I would think if the Nintendo Switch install base who pre-ordered this game because of the limited release doesn't receive it because the pre-order got cancelled, it's not going to go over very well. Because one of the many reasons why some fans have pre-ordered the Super Mario 3D Collection, aside from playing the Super Mario games on the Nintendo Switch, is because they wanted to secure that copy. And if you went on thinking that you were going to get this copy just to be told, no, you're not going to get it anymore, I think you would have something to say and not be too happy. I mean, I would anyways. Now, it's not going to be completely devastating, it is just a game, but it would kind of anger me. So we've talked a bit about what could happen, but what is the most likely outcome, and what do I think is going to happen? Well, I think this is probably just for the smaller retailers. I doubt huge places like Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, and so on will have this problem, because this is a limited release for what, a half a year? And seeing as this is just specifically for the pre-orders, and more copies of these games will probably eventually be sent to restock the shelves over the next 6 months, I don't think this is going to be a problem going forward. So even if you don't get your copy for the pre-order, I think you'll have plenty of chances to get it over the next 6 months. But I do have to say that Nintendo should have supplied more copies, so there are plenty to go around. Nintendo had to have known how popular this game was going to be due to all the rumors and articles and talking about this game before they even announced this game. Now that is just my personal thoughts on it. It could be wrong, so don't take that as fact, but I would think that if Nintendo did do this for the next 6 months after the pre-order, they would be making more copies and send more copies to the stores. But that last part of the quote does worry me because they said that they're canceling all pre-orders and Nintendo isn't going to be sending any more copies to their store. I think right now Nintendo needs to come out and say something about this because it's kind of confusing and it kind of worries a lot of people who have pre-ordered this game, especially in the UK. And moving on to our next topic here on the Robo Show, we have some more Metroid Prime 4 news for you guys. Now, Metroid Prime 4 is one of those games that I really want to see. We only have a little bit of information and only a title reveal. There's no gameplay or even a CGI story, which is due to a couple things really. There's of course the obvious one, and that's the virus, and then there is also the restart of development on Metroid Prime 4, but that hasn't stopped them from hiring more staff on this game. Now, the hiring is very great because of the games this guy has worked on, and it's perfect for a Metroid Prime 4 game. So the person who's been hired is industry veteran Dylan Job. Now, Job has worked on Twisted Metal Black, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remaster, and the most notable game on his list is Doom. That's right, they got the guy who worked on Doom, which is huge. Now, according to this job description, he's responsible for scope and production quality, as well as performance evaluation, so he's pretty important to the team, and I gotta say, this game's staff is stacked with really great talent, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo has for us for Metroid Prime 4. Now, the question is, when will Metroid Prime 4 release? Because we know that Nintendo does have a lot of games stacked for holiday, but nothing for 2021. I mean, there's still a ton of Nintendo Switch games up in the air, like Breath of the Wild, No More Heroes 3, of course Metroid Prime 4, and a lot of other games. Heck, there's even Bravely Default, which is a 2020 game, which we haven't had any news on that game, and that's just for Nintendo games. What about third-party games like Doom Eternal, which doesn't have a release date to my knowledge anyway? So there's a lot of Nintendo Switch games that are still up in the air, and Metroid Prime 4 is one of the biggest ones. Well, we've recently had an update on Breath of the Wild 2, and it's gonna be taking longer for development of that game, and development was restarted on Metroid Prime 4, so I don't think we can expect too much from this game anytime soon, especially if Breath of the Wild is still in heavy development. And the reason behind that is if Breath of the Wild 2 is taking a long time and that's in the same engine as Breath of the Wild 1, you would think development on that game would go faster, but it's not, so the same thing can be kind of said for Metroid Prime 4. If Breath of the Wild 2 has been in development for a very long time now, I think Metroid Prime 4, which restarted its development, still has a long way to go. And I'm actually starting to wonder if Metroid Prime 4 is even going to come out in 2021, or is it going to be in the first half of 2022. And then of course you consider the Switch Pro rumors that are going around, and Nintendo might want to release that closer to the release of that, and there's just a whole bunch of things that are just working against Metroid Prime 4. But I do think we will eventually get a gameplay reveal or a CGI trailer at the next full Nintendo Direct. I do think we're definitely going to get that. So what do you think about today's topics? Tell me in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to RoboRob Gaming for the Robotron Show to be kept up on the latest gaming news. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.